You know what? Nike recently completely changed their mind on Caitlin Clark. They abruptly slapped her face after months of ignoring her. At the Indiana Fever Arena on a huge banner. What's going on?
A women's basketball player. She deserves it! She deserves it!
After Adidas knocked, is this a genuine apology or just damage control? Really, let's dissect this. Nike has been completely silent about Clark for a very long time. As if she didn't exist, they're covering her face now. Everywhere, come on, they seem to have suddenly realized they had inked a $28 million contract with one of the biggest names in basketball.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
Here's the worst part, though. This goes beyond Caitlin and Nike. They're going to explore why this is far more important than simply one athlete and a single brand.
Why isn't she being promoted, and how did Nike get her at such a reasonable, wasn't it at 22 or 32?
$28 million over 8 years.
Over 8 years. Like, that doesn't add up to me.
The way large corporations handle women's sports is being brought to light by this entire situation. Do they actually have an investment, or are they just? When it suits them, do they jump on the bandwagon? To be honest, it's time to start posing some challenging queries.
And why Nike has been reluctant to take advantage of Caitlin Clark. Because they have. And what I've always thought was like, man, that contract she signed seemed pretty reasonable.
A $28 million deal should garner some attention, wouldn't it? Incorrect. Nike's disregard for Caitlin. It's astounding to see Clark during her record-breaking debut season. How do the major sports in the globe? Is it possible for a company to overlook one of the biggest names in basketball?
There has been no Nike commercial for Clark as a pro. Let that sink in. No Caitlin Clark commercial. She's had 4 years of being the biggest star in all of sports, driving all these television ratings. No Nike commercial.
Let's dissect this. Nike promised Clark a trademark sneaker when they signed her to a hefty $28 million contract. For any athlete, especially a novice, it seems like a dream come true. Then there are crickets. While Clark was at that location, Adidas was arranging their deal. Nike was essentially absent, and the court was on fire.
But despite winning unanimous WNBA Rookie of the Year, they've got no plans for a Caitlin Clark shoe. Why not? Well, the official reason from Nike is an obvious lie. What are they hiding? Is sports losing popularity? No, Adidas has done pretty well over that time despite ending their partnership with Yeezy.
We're discussing a rookie who did more than merely do well. She was in charge, in terms of points. Clark led all rookies. Minutes played, viewership, steals, and assists. Did I also add that she was the first rookie to ever record a WNBA triple-double? Not only is that excellent, but it's historic.
She got a team into the playoffs when they hadn't been to the playoffs, I think, since 2016 or 2017. Led them in scoring. She led the rookies in scoring. She led them in assists. She averaged like 6 rebounds a game. She set record for scoring, rebound, assists. I mean, three pointers.
They seem to have forgotten that they have one of the biggest names in basketball on their team. Clark was setting records while Nike's marketing division appeared to be on a long vacation.
That again. She came off of playing in a national championship game that had over 20 million people tuned into that game, then going straight into the draft, and then going straight into the WNBA and breaking an insane amount of records.
Let's consider this from a different angle. Recall that Nike had LeBron James' signature sneaker ready when he joined the league. To leave on the first day, they were all on that, aggressively pushing him. But with Clark, nothing, nada, zip.
LeBron James had his own signature shoe his rookie year. So 20 years ago, Nike was nimble enough and had enough vision to see that, hey, let's get LeBron's shoe out here. This guy's going to be a big deal. They can't do this for Caitlin Clark for some reason.
Furthermore, it's not as though Nike is incapable of promoting women's basketball. Take a look at how they have been pushing Wilson, she has everything. Her shoes, her advertisements, everything. To what's wrong with Clark then?
He reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the third time.
There was note of this quiet. Fans were perplexed. Commentators on sports were raising brows. There were a lot of inquiries on social media. People began to question whether Nike actually knew who they had signed. Why are they unable to emulate Wilson?
Wilson capitalized on Caitlin Clark, and they put out signature Caitlin Clark balls and other merch that literally sold out within minutes of them going live. The hype that Caitlin Clark had going into this season, we will not see that again.
The startling contrast turned become a meme. You had Clark out there, setting records, attracting huge audiences. And Nike's radio silence in response, IT resembled an unadvertised big movie premiere.
She had the craziest momentum that we have ever seen with any athlete in the history of ever. And the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that, the fact that they are the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep out of them the entire season, it truly makes me wonder, like, if I were Caitlin Clark's management, and again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I would be truly rethinking the deal that I signed up for. How do you miss an opportunity like?
Critics began blaming others, speculating that there might have been more to this than simple negligence. Some questioned whether Nike's internal politics were involved. Was Clark being ignored in favor of more well-known celebrities? From the outside, it certainly appeared that way. Adidas was also waiting for the ideal opportunity, but we'll talk more about that in a bit.
How do you not capitalize? It doesn't make any sense at all. And playing the politics where, oh, we need to release A'ja's shoe first. Well, no, it's not Caitlin's fault that you haven't done anything for A'ja yet. And maybe think about, why haven't you released something for A'ja yet? Is it because you're not sure how it will sell? And if that's the truth, like, that's just business. Why are we coddling these women? You wouldn't see this on the men's side. If a brand thinks they're going to sell shoes with a player, they're going to release some stuff.
Let's also discuss timing. There were rumors that Clark's trademark sneaker might not be released by Nike until 2026. In terms of sporting years, 2026 is an eternity. Who knows how many more records she will have shattered by then?
Nike hasn't produced one ad or commercial featuring Clark since she turned pro, and despite a signature shoe being part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan Strauss.
This goes beyond a single player being disregarded. Serious concerns are being raised regarding how major brands handle sports for women as contrasted to those for males. Are they merely giving lip service, or are they truly invested? Since we're seated, it appears that Nike made a huge mistake.
Nike, and you've done it for other players. Wemby's shoe is out. LeBron, when he came into the league and there was so much hype around him, he also was somebody who signed a $100+ million, I mean, his contract was like so insane, but hundreds of millions of dollar contract with Nike coming out of high school. LeBron had a shoe going into his first season. They didn't skip a beat.
One commentator perfectly captured the irritation when they observed, "It seems to me that it is more." On the political front, as to why Caitlin Clark isn't receiving commendation, advertisements, merchandise, or commercials. Since Clark became a professional, Nike has not created a single advertisement or commercial with her.
Since she has signed this contract, you guys, and her WNBA season has come and gone. And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials. We have not seen any ads. We have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise. And we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes. It is mind-blowing.
A fresh talent entered the picture just when everyone believed Nike had blown their opportunity with Clark. Court. Adidas was prepared to go all out, not simply show interest. How much would it cost to take the most attractive rookie in basketball from directly in front of Nike? You might be surprised by the response. There are rumors that Adidas is considering Caitlin Clark with a possible endorsement contract worth $30 million. Yes, you heard correctly. $30 million. That's not merely an improvement over Nike's proposal. There is a complete staircase. Here, Adidas isn't playing around. They've witnessed Clark's abilities, and they're prepared to place large bets.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years. It's almost $30 million, something like that.
However, it goes beyond simply throwing cash at Clark. Adidas is strategically using this tactic. They have athletic icons such as Clark is praised by Billie Jean King. She has a lot of star power behind her. Adidas appears to have examined Nike's playbook, decided to write their own tale after noticing all the vacant pages. Let's also discuss the Caitlyn. For a moment, consider the Clark effect. There is more to this than just hype. The numbers are hard and cold. WNBA audience, via the roof. Participation, soaring did on average, almost 1 million people watch Clark's games. That's not only good, that is revolutionary.